Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, then you're tuned into another episode of Marking Out Amongst Friends, the podcast. It's your boy, Jay Reddy in the building. And you know, if I'm in here, I ain't never in here alone. I also got my wonderful co-host, the master of swerves and curves herself. All right, all right. Does she have the reads? Does she not? We'll discuss that. Uh, my partner in podcast, the first lady of podcast, Lady Great One in the building, y'all. Give it up for Lady Great One.
Oh, you flatter me. You flatter me so much. How's everybody doing tonight? I just love doing this. I love entertaining y'all. I don't care if I'm reaching 1 or 1 million. I love what I do. And I hope y'all do too.
Absolutely. We know we love what we do, but we just want y'all to love us too. Please love us. We love you. Okay. So on tonight's show, we got a couple of things to talk about. First, we're debuting a new topic, Trash Talk Thursday. We got a couple of things to say about Mr. Pop, aka Neville, aka the king of the cruiserweights himself. Is he a diva? Is he not a diva? Maybe. We don't know. Also, we're going to recap Money in the Bank pay-per-view tonight. Also, we will give a discussion on NXT TakeOver 25. But before we do any of that, you know what it's time to do. It's time to hit my damn music.
Like a fan.
Marking out.
He was marking out, man.
450 off the top with the top. Leader of the new school, ain't no way to stop us. Mark it out, screaming loud, tell me who you with. Competition is none, cause we lunatics. Walk with me down these roads if you're all in. I love the feeling, baby, time to go to work again. Come together like a fist and we do it proud. Light it up and burn it down, cause we marking out now.
He was marking out, man.
All
All
right.
right. Go ahead, sir.
I was just going
You
to say,
want
all right, I'm going to pass the ball over to my co-host, Lady Great One, and let her do her thing.
All right. So I usually don't do this. Y'all know me. I'm usually the one who sits back, takes a back seat. But this time I had something on my heart. And I wanted to give y'all a new little topic of discussion. This is Trash Talk Thursday, the very first version of Trash Talk Thursday. And there's something that I think is some hot garbage that I wanted to discuss and see what my co-hosts think about it as well. Neville, aka Pop, or formerly known as Neville, whichever way you want to say it, that's neither here nor there. I know him as Neville. I'm only going to know him as Neville, regardless of what company he goes to. So Neville has been announced to be at AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view, which is coming up very, very soon. And in lieu of recent events, I have seen that he has backed out after months of being um, talked about and months of trash talk back and forth and promos, backed out because he was quote unquote booked to lose. Now, I'm unsure how true or how false this is, but looking at his track record, I wanted to say it's true because when he was with the WWE and he found out that he was losing to Enzo Amore, what did he do? He sat back and decided to freeze and walk out on his contract and didn't do a thing because he lost the belt. Now, he's kept his other title in another company. I'm not sure which one it is, but I know that he's a champion at some company. And he apparently doesn't like to lose. So I figured that he's just a sore loser and cannot stand to not be the top of whatever he's doing. And if he can't get somebody else to rub, I don't know if Hangman Adam Page did something to him to make him want to do this, or if he's just not happy with his role in the company, or what's going on over there at AEW. But I just know a diva when I see a diva, and this right here is a straight diva move. How do you feel about it?
I definitely got some similar sentiments. I actually kind of felt this way before he even left WWE. Specifically, going back to what you were saying about, him leaving the company because Enzo Amore was champion. And my thought process is he was the champion for how long? He was what? He had it for, it felt like damn near a year. Um, and Enzo Amore was the hot heel at the time. He was the hot thing. Debuting the 205 Live, he was giving everybody a lot of viewership that 205 Live usually didn't get. He was showing a lot of personality that 205 Live didn't show. It was a logical move, even though probably not a favorite move from a lot of fans. It was a logical move for them to put the strap on Enzo. And for your response to that to be to just take your ball and go home and say, well, you know what, I'm not coming back, release me. I definitely, I'm on the diva side on this one. I feel like he's pretty much a diva. Talented wrestler, but yeah.
Incredibly talented wrestler. Nobody's denying the fact that that was one of the matches that I was actually looking forward to possibly viewing on Double or Nothing. Now, considering the cost of the pay-per-view itself, I'm sorry, but I don't feel like I'm going to pay $55 for any pay-per-view. I don't care who you are. I pay $10 a month to watch the WWE Network. I don't pay $55 for a pay-per-view. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to catch about the highlights up on YouTube. And that's just my honest opinion. I'm sorry. These are my swerves and curves. And that's how I swerve.
Yeah, I'm definitely streaming that off of some site. It's
That
not
was
getting
one of
played.
the right. But
Definitely.
under the circumstances, this is like one of the couple of matches that I knew who both the people were, and I was actually invested in it up until now. And he's pulling a little diva move, sitting out on his contract, and it makes you wonder, really, how many other people would have liked to have been in that spot?
Hundreds of
And
people, thousands even.
right, and just like in WWE, you gotta give the rope to somebody else. I understand maybe Enzo Amore may not have been your person of choice to do that to, but Enzo Amore did come in with a lot of clout. Yes, he has a big mouth. We all knew that. We knew that when he became the champion. We knew he had a big mouth. That was his gimmick. That's who he is. That's Enzo Amore. No other way to describe it. Even on the picture of his license I saw on the internet, he drew a picture of a male genitalia. And I'm just going to leave it like that. He is what he said he is. And for him to win the championship and for Neville to turn around and walk out, I don't know why you would do that. But then again, I'm looking also at some other superstars who seem like is if they aren't getting their way, then we're just going to sit out on our contract. They're hurting your own.
Where he's in the what we would say in the office world, does he have room to delegate, so to speak? He even though he wasn't a world champion or anything of that nature, he did win a couple of titles, in WWE. Um, NXT champion, former NXT tag team champion as well. Uh,
I personally don't think his name is not anywhere on the executive producer list as far as I've seen. His name's not Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Mac or Nick Jackson, or one of the Khan brothers themselves. I didn't see his name up there on that list. So lose a lot of stock in other companies as well because this is twice now in which you have backed out on a match in which you've promised. So I feel like you're a liability, you're a risk, and your spot should go to somebody else.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I mean, it's too much, and for them to be this is their first show, and you're one of the biggest names that they have on the card right now. It's kind of a big fu to Cody, and the Bucks and everybody that's running the show right now, because with the expense of this pay per view, this being your first really strong event, something that you're trying to build off of, you want to be as great as possible, and I think Neville is kind of giving pretty much everybody his ass to kiss if this is true. Now there is a whole lot of speculation now that this could be a work and he's actually still going to be there, and just a way to kind of draw more attention right as time is coming up. AEW Double or Nothing is actually coming up on the 25th. Um, so, yeah, that's in 2 days. So AEW Double or Nothing is popping up in 2 days. This could be a move that they try to pull just at the last minute to build a little extra hype.
It could be hype building, but at the same time, knowing the track record and looking what I've seen so far, I'm not sure of how much false there is to that. I'm just saying. It could be a work and it could not be, but still, I wanted to trash talk it. So I trash talked it.
I mean, I definitely agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I definitely, but I don't like anybody who does that. When it comes to people who have left WWE in the past and they go to whatever company that they want to go to, and the first thing that they want to do is, talk about how much they've been held back and how great they are, and things like that. Hell, some of them even go out there and they trash talk WWE about how much WWE, you know, how bad they are and blah blah blah. And it's like, get out there and make a name for yourself if you're gonna make a name for yourself. You know, like, don't think that you're ever bigger than the business, because no matter what star you can think of, present or past, none of them have been bigger than the business, and it always still went on no matter who left. When CM Punk left, a lot of people thought he would take fans with him. WWE is still pumping. You know, when Hulk Hogan left and came back and left and came back, a lot of people thought that, hey, you can't have WWE without Hulk Hogan. You know, Hulk Hogan's got to be there. The business moved on without him. All of the stars that we grew up watching retired, gone. The business moves on without him. So I mean, you know, I really hate. I feel like people who do stuff like that really think that they're bigger than the business, and you're not. You know, and I know you might. It might not mean shit coming from, you know, a 300-pound, 32-year-old fan, but you know, also as a man that understands, you know, how a company needs to run their business, you know, it's insubordination. You know, on top of that, it's blatant disrespect for my business because you think you're worth more than me.
100%. And a saying that my fiance has told me in many years: once you think you're better than something, lay it down. If you think that you're better than that thing, you might as well lay it down because you're going to end up hurting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that he needed to park it and lay it down before he ends up getting his ego crushed. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't that great of a talent as he might think that he is. Now, I'm not saying that he's not talented. Don't get me wrong. I never said that he's not talented, because the man is talented. But you ever think that you're bigger than that? You're gonna lay it down. You're gonna hurt yourself. Simple. And that has been my trash talk segment. I hope y'all enjoyed that little bit of ranting that we did. And now we're going to go ahead and toss that ball right on back to my co host. And we're going to move it on.
No problem, no problem. So, of course, last week we had some technical difficulties with our show. We gave a long prediction show, gave some good insight only for the recording to get posted, and you couldn't hear anybody but me, really. So I take full responsibility for that. I'm sorry, you guys. I know it's been a minute since we posted the show, but what we are here, since you guys didn't get to hear our predictions, we'll definitely give you this recap really quick. Now, a lot of buzz has been going on since the Money in the Bank pay per view, Lady Grey won. A lot of people are upset, and you know why a lot of people are upset. We all know why a lot of people are upset. So I want to just go ahead and bring that up first. Brock Lesnar is Mr. Money in the Bank. Do you love it, like it, hate it, what?
Okay, my feeling with Brock Lesnar winning Money in the Bank is that how in the world do you put your body on the line? Everybody beaten, battered, bruised, broken, just to hear Brock's music come out and then take the title. If I'm every other superstar in that match, I'm hurt. As a fan, I'm like, I knew something was gonna happen. I kind of had that gut feeling, and then as soon as I just had a feeling for Brock Lesnar, something kept telling me Brock Lesnar's coming back. Brock Lesnar's coming back, coming back, and lo and behold, Brock Lesnar came back. So, how I feel about it? If Brock Lesnar stalks Kofi on SmackDown and Seth on Raw, if he stalks both of them, then yes, I'm for it. Now, if he just focuses on Seth and the Raw title, then I'm not for it. I want him to go to SmackDown too and just stalk him. He doesn't have to necessarily go for Kofi, but still stalk him. Just that music to hit on SmackDown is going to be incredibly huge as a fan because Brock Lesnar started on SmackDown and has not been back since he left. So, as a fan wanting to boost both shows, I'm like, come out on SmackDown at least once or twice. You gotta make a pop up every now and again just to show, like, hey, I didn't forget about you. So, and don't do it only on Raw. That's my only thing. That's my biggest gripe about it.
I was very very pissed off. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. I was upset. Just because not only was that match going really good, but for the most part, aside from maybe two matches or so out of the 12 that aired, that was a really amazing match already. There was a lot of highs and a lot of lows in the spots on that match. The women's Money in the Bank match is really good, and we're going to get to that in a moment as well. But the match was going so awesome. Everybody was. Baron Corbin was shining. I don't think y'all understand what I
Wow. Did
just
I
said.
hold up. No. I had to stop you. I had to stop you there. I was muted and I was sitting back and I was just listening to you. And I just hear you compliment Baron Corbin?
Baron Corbin, the same Baron Corbin that I'm highly critical of, the same Baron Corbin that my brother and best friend of the world is a fan of that I don't understand why, the same one that I say is boring, was showing off in the Money in the Bank match. Baron Corbin was getting off in that match. Almost to the point where if he would have won Money in the Bank for the second time, I almost wouldn't have even been mad. Because I
Wow.
was like, he showed a more aggressive side in the Royal Rumble, and he was nailing his spots perfect. So I definitely, like I said, the match was going well, like you said, and all of a sudden, Ali gets up, he climbs to the top of the ladder, everybody's out. You think they're about to pull the trigger, and Brock Lesnar's music hits. And I just feel like you could probably feel the air get sucked out of the room as soon as his music hits. And he couldn't do anything but smirk because I think Brock Lesnar basks in the fact that people are mad that he shows up because he's a part-timer. And I think that it makes him just have like this non-stop grin on his face every time I see him come out. To the point, you seen those
Oh, you mean
videos
the
of
EQ?
the boom box with the Money in the Bank the next night? Like, he is eating this shit up. Like, excuse my language for all those listening. Y'all know we're transparent. I'm gonna let a couple fly. This won't be the last time. But he was, he's basking in it. And that's what made me think. Like, after I was initially upset, I was like, you know what? I get it. I really do. I get it. Brock Lesnar has been back in the WWE, and I know I'm going long on this one. But Brock Lesnar you guys know he's been back in the WWE since 2012. Brock Lesnar has been back in WWE since 2012, at least 2013. It's now 2019. Yeah, he might not show up at every pay per view. You might not see him come to Backlash, or you might not see him come up at some throwaway pay per view. But Brock Lesnar has been back and been an active part of the roster for 7 years. You know, he's not just gonna leave and nobody announces that he's gone. Nobody announces that he gets released or has been released. No, there's no announcement coming of any upcoming UFC fights. Everything is pure speculation. So it makes me realize that a lot of this, Lady Grey, when he's really just playing to his gimmick. Like, I think he's really just playing to the gimmick, and I think that they're building more heel stock by making him Money in the Bank winner right now. And to be honest, a lot of people would disagree with me and say that it's not the heat that they want, but that's what heat is. It's not, oh, I like that because I understand what you're doing there. No, it's, I'm going to give you something that's going to piss you off to the point where you say you hate me. That's exactly the type of heat that's getting. And there's going to be people that are going to threaten to not watch, but guess what? They threaten to not watch during the Uchiha moment. They threaten to not watch when, the Revival lost the tag team titles. They always threaten not to watch. They don't stop. They don't stop pissing you off just because you're not a little kid and your favorite loses anymore. They're gonna piss you off because you think you understand the booking, and that's gonna hurt you a lot worse at this age than just your favorite person losing a match.
Completely agree with everything that you said, but still at the same time, I was like, you needed something to spice it up. Money in the Bank, the match itself was going beautifully. I mean, it was a classic. There were moments there, it was like, oh my God, I want to see this feud. I want to see these two go at it, especially when Ricochet and Mustafa Ali, they had their spot together. That was what I was wanting. They did not disappoint. They delivered. Everything was counter, back, forth. And I hated that they're on separate brands. That's my biggest gripe there. I hated that they're on separate brands because that would be an incredible alliance or feud. Both. I don't care what it is. They got a chance to at least do it together, and I'm happy for that. Now, with that being said, and I do have to look at the other side with Brock Lesnar coming out. Like I said before, I thought right there, and if you don't believe me, I posted it up in our group on Facebook, the Game Runners, before that match even started. Something big is going to happen. I think Brock's coming back. People were speculating for Bray, but I knew Bray just had his baby, and she came early. That baby Nash came early. Congratulations to you, Bray and JoJo, on your happy addition to your family. I hope you're very, very happy. Okay, now with that being said, a lot of people thought that it was going to be Bray coming back, but me, being the mark that I am, well, I wouldn't say a mark, but I'm a marking out amongst friends. And so, me being the person that I am, the swerves and curves that I am, immediately thought Brock Lesnar. And that's what I got, was Brock Lesnar. Love it or hate it, he generates ratings. Why not Brock?
I mean,
Oh, and by the way, just in case you forgot, I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan. Just in case y'all forgot, I might be tooting his horn right now, but he might be my next topic on Trash Talk Thursday. It may just happen. Maybe, maybe not. You have to stay tuned next week to find out.
So other than Brock, I don't want to sour a lot of moods. I know that one result pissed a lot of people off. But other than Brock happening, what was probably your biggest disappointment of the night?
Outside of Brock, my biggest disappointment, Shane McMahon winning again
Mm.
for the Second pay-per-view in a row. Shane McMahon somehow slipping right through the clutches. Shane McMahon being on yet another pay-per-view. What was that number? Was it 6 in a row? 5 in a
Six,
row?
six in a freaking row.
6 in a row. We've had a Shane McMahon match, a Shane O'Mac match in the last 6 pay-per-views. Um, as much as this pains me to say, but can CM Punk go ahead and come back already and take out Shane McMahon? Stop saying the best in the world shit.
At this point, that's the only thing that can happen that will give this a good finish. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Shane,
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
sick
you.
of you. I'm sick of you being in pay-per-view matches. It was nice when you came back and you and Undertaker had a little match and we saw that you could still move around a little bit. You jumped off a cage. I understand. But he's been an active part of the roster as if he's just every week wrestler. Like that match against the Miz could have easily been something that set somebody up as a number one contender for a mid-card title, set somebody up to get elevated into the main event picture, or even just to give somebody a legitimate feud that hasn't had one. And it's wasted on Shane McMahon. Even with 12 matches on the card, we waste a match on the card with Shane McMahon. Now, was it a bad match? It wasn't the best. It was okay. But just the fact that it was okay because they had a decent little back and forth. Miz whipped his ass, probably for the last 10 minutes, and I thought it was gonna be over, and then we get Shane McMahon winning again. It's over. You tried to avenge your dad, you lost. Shane McMahon, you beat the Miz in a feud. Get off my TV now. Ugh. I'm sorry.
The way I see it, I'm sorry, the way I see it is like we had everything in that match that we thought was going to happen right up until that ref made that mistake with the rope break. I was like, oh no, the ref's in Shane's back pocket. For fear of getting fired, Shane's going to win. Right when I saw that mistake. Or was it a mistake? We don't know. But right as I saw that quote the ref, I was like, Miz doesn't have a chance. I wanted Miz to win. I wanted this to be over and done, and I wanted Miz to win, and I wanted it finished. I wanted it over, and I didn't want to see Shane McMahon in another pay-per-view. But lo and behold, guess what we got? Shane O'Mac versus Roman Reigns for Super Showdown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like he's gonna be at showdown, whatever pay-per-view comes after that, whatever one comes after that, he'll probably co-main event SummerSlam when it comes. It's just we can't get rid of him. On a positive note, checking out the live chat right now. Shout out to my boy Sean Mart out there listening live from ATL. So shout out to my boy. All right. You know what? I don't even want to.
What up, Sean?
I don't even want to give Shane any more time. Like you said, that was definitely a big disappointment. I kind of took over your answer there. I do apologize. Do you have any more people that were a disappointment of the night? Because that was definitely mine.
Outside of that, no, not really, because everything else pretty much delivered to me. I thought the AJ and Seth was a good match. I thought Kofi and KO was a good match. I thought the women's Raw championship match was good with Becky and Lacey. Then I thought the women's SmackDown match was good between Becky and Charlotte. And then for Charlotte to win her 9th title, just to turn around and get cashed in on by Miss Bailey, that right there was probably the highlight of the night.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my highest moments. Bailey winning the Money in the Bank, which you guessed it, I called it. I've been saying that one since the last show that you guys didn't get to hear, but trust me, I said it. Bailey, I believe is getting this opportunity because of probably what's going on or what's been speculated to go on, which Sasha Banks has dispelled that Sasha Banks is trying to get out of her contract. A lot of people are under the impression that this title run is a kind of kiss ass moment to Bayley because of quote unquote poor booking, even though quote unquote she hasn't been poorly booked. Because you know what happened when she won Money in the Bank and cashed in on Charlotte? She became the first what? The first true
The
triple
first
crown.
Grand Slam champion for women.
The first.
Triple, Triple Crown, Grand Slam, whatever you want to call it. She's number one. The first woman ever to do it.
And what that is, she won the NXT Women's Championship. Okay.
Check,
She won the SmackDown Live Women's Championship,
check,
the Raw Women's Championship,
check,
and she's the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team Championship winner.
check.
Now,
Charlotte can't say that.
no, she can't. Charlotte can't say she won a tag team title. Charlotte won all those other titles except for the tag team title. Does that mean we're going to see Charlotte go for a tag team championship match now because of that? Because she has to be the number one, the queen, so to speak? We don't know. We don't know. Now, I also did some pondering on that comment about her being the first Grand Slam champion. Because I thought about there's another title that didn't exist while she was there, but exists now. All right. Well, no. Never mind. We already went over that. She won that title. Never mind. I'm tripping. Next match.
Well, hold on. What the one thing that really had popped in my head was Charlotte the first Triple Crown winner for women because she has held the NXT Women's Championship, the Divas Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, and the SmackDown Women's Championship. So does that make her the first Triple Crown?
I would think so. Um, the first and the only, and nobody will ever be able to get that title because the Divas title is right now retired.
No.
So
Alicia Fox might be able to do that if she actually like wins one of the other two titles, I would say. Because of her tenure and she was a Divas champion.
so nobody else is ever going to win that other than Charlotte. I have zero faith. When I say zero, I mean nilch, nada. She does not have a chance of winning Raw or SmackDown Gold in the rest of her career. I think pretty much she's just there to put over other people now. And I think she knows she's just there to put over other people now. I actually think she's pretty underrated. A lot of people would disagree. But I think that Foxy is definitely underrated in the ring. I think that people just they get tired of the gimmick. Maybe they don't like the blonde personality, with the dark skin. I don't know. I don't know why people don't like Alicia Fox, but people don't like her.
Oh, one more that might possibly be able to do it. But did Mickey James didn't win that? Was Mickey James ever Divas champion?
Um, we'll have to
That's
do a
something I'm
fact
gonna
check.
fact check and look.
Well, we'll have to fact check on that one. So for me, that was definitely one of the highest moments on the show. But personally, I think my high moment for this show is definitely going to be, and a lot of people are probably going to disagree with this one as well. My highlight of the show is Kofi Kingston actually coming out victorious. Because I had really, well, not just because he won, but in what fashion he won. Uh, he showed a lot of resiliency in this match, where they've been hinting that Kofi could take a lot of punishment over the last couple of weeks, and it's kind of what they do with every underdog. But I'm just fascinated to see that he's being booked this way now, after 11 years of being pretty much a placeholder mid card title winner, and a relegated tag team champion. it's nice to see him being booked the way that he's being booked, and to beat Kevin Owens clean like that, that was a high for me. Um, Also, I mean, Seth Rollins winning over AJ Styles cemented Seth Rollins, with some fans as being the true best wrestler in the industry at this point. So that was those are two high moments for me that were not briefcase related.
Um, I will say this. Actually, one of the highest moments for me was seeing Sami Zayn hanging upside down because he's trash.
Oh my goodness, the indie folks are not gonna like us for that one. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to do it. I had to say something about Sami Zayn hanging up there. No, I just think that he's a whiny heel. I like him better as a face. Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely
that's
want. I want him back as a face. I definitely want him back as a face. As a matter of fact, they need Sami Zayn probably as a face right now because you're lacking in that lower main event, upper mid card picture is lacking a good face right now. Possibly maybe Ali at this point. Um, Ray is there, but he's not going to be in that spot for long. Eventually, he's going to be relegated.
Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet's in that spot for right now, but he's fairly new too. So, he's in the same boat as Ali. It's really just going to be dependent on what they decide to do with Ricochet. Um, I do want to go
And of
over.
course, always,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, and of course, always old faithful Finn Balor, who's stuck in the upper mid card title.
Yeah, the upper mid card, lower main event. He gets booked but never wins. So to speak. Other than his debut, and that was it. But I do want to
Yeah.
go over really quick before we jump into the next topic. Our predictions. So from last week's show, which you guys didn't get to hear, um, if we tally up all of our picks, let's see, Lady Great One, you picked the Usos, which they ended up losing. I picked them as well, so that's 0 for 1. I mean, 0 and 1 for both of us. We both picked Tony.
No. Hold up. The Usos won that match.
Oh, they did win,
The
didn't they?
Usos.
They did win.
Yes,
I'm
they did.
sorry, we're both 1-0. That's how irrelevant that match was to me. It's a throwaway match. But the Usos won. We both picked Tony Nese to win, so we both 2-0. You picked Roman. I picked Elias, so you're 3-0 right now. That makes me 2-1. We both picked the Miz, so I'm 2-2. You're 3-1. I picked Becky in the Lacey match. You picked Lacey. So that will put us both at what, 4-2? Or 3-2, I'm sorry.
Three
Let's
two.
see.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. For the second match, both of us picked Becky, who ended up losing to Charlotte. So that puts us both at 3-3. We both picked Joe. That makes us 3-4. We both picked Seth. So that makes us 4-5. We both picked Kofi. So we're both 5-5. You picked Dana Brooke. I picked Bailey for the Money in the Bank. So that puts me 6-5, and it's you 5-6. And then for the men's match, I picked Drew McIntyre. You picked Andrade. Of course, both of us were wrong in that picture. But by 1 point, that means your boy Jay Rennie in the building had the official reads on that show. Thank you. Thank you very much, so to speak. How you feel about that? I think
Well,
we were pretty neck and neck most of the time. I ain't gonna act like that was a big, wide margin victory, so to speak.
well, number one, by my count, I was 5-7, and you were 6-6 because there was only 12 matches total. So yeah, but anyway, yes, it was close. It
Mm-hmm.
was close. Um, I I knew that Dana Brooke wasn't going to win, and I even said that, but y'all didn't get the chance to hear it. But I said I had really wanted to see them finally do something with Dana Brooke. So I'm still pushing for Dana Brooke to have a little bit more than what she has. mainly because she's that overlooked, underrated talent. And I think that maybe she needs a little bit more charisma. Maybe it's just something that's just not quite clicking. But I'm pulling for her deep down. I'm pulling for you. Dana Brooke, you at least have one fan, and that's me. I'm pulling for you, girl.
I'm pulling for her. I'm on the fence of calling myself a fan, but I'm definitely pulling for Dana Brooke. She's definitely. I just like the character that she's playing to at this point in time. To be honest, she was also always athletic, always strong, but she's really green when it comes to putting on a whole match from start to finish. But the character development is coming along as the underdog and proving that she belongs here. It's doing something for me. I'm not gonna lie, it's doing something for me. I really like that. So big ups to Dana Brooke. Hopefully she can get some type of gold, some type of recognition, maybe even a battle royal trophy at some point. Um, moving right along. Other topic of the night: NXT Takeover 25 card is coming up soon. As right now, they're saying that this is supposed to air on June the 1st. We have a few matches announced and a few matches that are predicted to happen. As we know, NXT is a tape show, so some of these may be, spoilers that people are posting. So we'll just have to see how everything plays out over the next couple of weeks. What do you think about the card so far, Lady Great One?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to give me a second. I'm having a little technical difficulty. There it goes. Sorry, I'm on my phone. I'm transparent. I mess up. I might hit unmute when I don't mean to, and I might mute myself when I do mean to. But with the Takeover 25 card, as of NXT last night, it was announced to have one of the matches that I think is going to be 5-star match of the year worthy candidate. I'm calling it now. The Velveteen Dream versus Tyler Breeze for the North American Championship match. Prince Pretty came home this week, and I'm ready to see Tyler Breeze and Velveteen Dream try to steal each other's spotlights. I'm for it. I'm all for it. I just heard that. I heard it first. I didn't get a chance to watch it last night when it aired, but I watched it this morning. And yes, that match is official, like a referee with a whistle. And I am here for it. Takeover 25, that's going to be the match of the night, match of the year. It's got to be. It's got to be.
I won't say that you're wrong on that. I definitely won't say that you're wrong. That's a match that I'm looking forward to seeing. Also announced on the card right now, women's championship match. Io Shirai versus the current reigning and defending champion Shayna Baszler. Um, I think we were talking offline one moment in the last couple of weeks, and we were talking about Io Shirai more than likely being the next in line when it comes to contenders for the NXT Women's Championship. Do you think that she's gonna have enough to do it?
Um, Barring some sort of interference in the way that they're booking her, from what I'm seeing, yes. But then again, like, we love our swerves and curves. And you know that I'm the master of those. So more than likely, not just yet. I think Shayna's still going to walk away with that. But that's just a bold prediction. But if anybody would do it, it's probably going to end up being Io.
No doubt, no doubt. Also, we also got an NXT Championship matchup: Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole, baby. Um, we already know this match is going to be great. We knew that the last match that they had, 2 out of 3 falls match, was amazing. Of course, the only thing that I disagreed with was how many finishes and how many pinfalls that Johnny Gargano kicked out of. But that's neither here nor there. It was still an amazing match with or without that moment of logicality, so to speak. Um, with that one, who do you got winning in that one?
So far, as much as I love Adam Cole, baby, I gotta say baby. If you say Adam Cole, baby, you gotta say baby.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
yes, I repeat that again. Because anytime you say Adam Cole, what follows? Baby, if you're a wrestling fan. But anytime those two are together in a match, I like the chemistry between them. I like how well they work together. I think that it is a good matchup. I think that they showed out. I think that Bebe, I'll just go ahead and just cut it short and just say Bebe. I think that he's gonna come up short though, and I think that there's gonna be some undisputed issues going on there, for lack of a better word. So Johnny Gargano's gonna walk away with this one. So far, bold prediction is early.
Yeah, it's definitely early, so this is not anything official right now, but these are just, perspective of who we think may come away with victories here. Of course, the Undisputed Era, um, also Red Dragon, or also known as Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, uh, and man, wow, I forgot his name already.
Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle
Kyle
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. I don't know where I'm at right now. That was just the brain fart of if anything else. But Undisputed Era versus the Street Profits versus the
Bebe.
Forgotten Sons versus Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch in a ladder match for the vacant NXT Championship match. That's one that is projected to happen. If so, I'm definitely pulling for the Street Profits to come home with those straps. Um, for that one, if this
Yes,
match is confirmed, who are you going for?
yes, I'm 100% in agreement with you. The Street Profits have been the tag team there the longest. They deserve a strap. They deserve it. They earned it. They deserve it. They need it. Undisputed Era, like I said, is going to have some disputable issues. So
Absolutely. And then also some matches that are rumored to be happening. Roderick Strong versus Matt Riddle, which will be a banger if that match is going to end up being confirmed. Roderick Strong and Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle is showing a hell of a lot of offense in the last couple of matches that I've seen. We already know how great Roderick Strong is. We've seen him kind of carry the load in the tag team division with Bobby Fish being hurt. But now with him going back into singles competition, we're definitely. I think we see a call up from him at some point in the next couple of months. But if I'm going to pick a winner in this, I'm going Matt Riddle.
um, once again, I'm gonna have to make that bold prediction and agree with you there because with the wave that Matt Riddle is riding, bro. I mean, come on now. I like it. I like it a lot. And Matt Riddle is definitely one of those guys that has like the stars are just lining up for him. He may not have beat the Velveteen Dream for the North American Championship, but he has got something that a lot of people like, and he is worth the hype. So I'm going bro.
Absolutely. And then another match, another match that's rumored to go on this card as well. Kushida looking to go against Drew Gulak. In this match, Kushida looking to be fairly new here. This is going to be quote unquote somewhat of a debut for him. So I'm going to definitely go ahead and give that one to Kushida. Drew Gulak is an enhancement talent right now, which he's way more than that. He's way more talented than that, but because of his status as an enhancement talent right now, I can't go against Kushida.
If that match happens on the pay per view, I'm down for it. If it happens on NXT next week, I'm not sure of which one this is going to fall. But I know that Drew Gulak is one of those guys that is just so good. He's a mini JBL,
Mm-hmm.
younger version of JBL to me. I mean, he's got a lot of power for a guy his size. He's very technical. He is a great submission specialist, but with coming in as a new kid on the block, Kushida, who's definitely like I've been impressed with him the first couple of matches that I've seen of him in NXT. I did catch a couple of the matches of him with the junior heavyweight IWGP championship. And he's raw. So I'm just looking forward to it. And whomever comes out on top, more than likely Kushida, but whomever comes out on top, it's gonna be a banger.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with this card, it's gonna be the card is gonna be a great top to bottom, such as NXT always is. They never disappoint, so to speak. So I can't wait just to watch this one. Of course, this is gonna be probably one of the first takeovers that we'll see. It's not gonna follow a huge pay per view from WWE. As we know, the Super Show event is coming up. So with Super Show coming up and the time track being off, this is not going to be something that's going to air directly after that. Um, since we already brought up the subject earlier tonight, and because it's happening this weekend, I know you and I are not well versed in a couple of the stars that's going on. But let's go ahead and give them some predictions for the AEW Double or Nothing show before we end it out here. Um, so, being that we won't get to see now Hangman Adam Page versus uh, Pac, Neville, if you will, the Diva. Here's some of the other matches that are confirmed. Six-man tag match, SoCal Uncensored.
SCU.
SCU. All right.
This is the worst place I've ever been in.
See, that was what I was waiting for the first time. That's why I gave the long pause. I was like, I felt you about to do it. And yeah.
I'm so sorry to disappoint there because I was still muted when I said it, and then I realized, oh shoot.
All right, we got him in a six-man tag versus the Strongheart, Simma, T-Hawk, and El Lindemann. I'm not even going to lie. I don't even know who the Stronghearts are. I'll have to brush up on them. But because I know who SoCal Uncensored is, and I know that they have crazy charisma, I can't bet against them in the first special that AEW is going to have. So I'm definitely going for SoCal Uncensored.
I do believe that is Pentagon Junior and Phoenix and some other Japanese legend, I believe, are the three men in that match. But I think it is Pentagon and Phoenix.
No, Pentagon and Phoenix have a tag team match against the Bucks later on in the show.
Oh, okay. So then I'm incorrect on that. Then yeah, I'm gonna go SCU.
All right,
Sorry.
next match in the card, singles match. The winner faces Casino Battle Royal winner for a future AEW Championship match. This is now being in place just because of, well, what we already talked about earlier in the show. So Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho are going to fight, or they're going to have their match in the States here, and we're going to get a number one contenders match out of this one. So with there being more now riding on this match, I personally am calling that Kenny Omega wins this one. But then again, they could go the star power route and go for Jericho. But if I'm going to go with my gut, I'm going to say Kenny Omega's walking out of this one.
I'm going to go against you. I'm going to say Chris Jericho because of the star power and because their new deal with TNT. And you definitely want your biggest stars in your biggest spots. So no offense, Kenny Omega, but you got the first one. So Jericho's going to get the second.
And if there's anybody on the AEW roster that's familiar with TNT television, Chris Jericho is.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Three-way match. Women's match. Nyla Rose, Britt Baker, Kylie Ray.
The Britt Baker, you mean?
Huh?
Dr. Britt Baker, that is.
Dr. Britt Baker. Just because I like the fact that she's Dr. Britt Baker, I'm going to go for Britt Baker to win this one. Like I said, this is another one I don't really know much about any of the other competitors. I know there's probably marks out there that listen to this and have all kind of shit to talk about. Oh, you guys, you're not wrestling fans, blah, blah, blah. Look, I'm being honest. I'm grown. I don't have enough time to watch all of these people. And none of them are making enough noise for me to know who they are already. But I still am going to give them a chance.
The only thing I know about Nyla Rose is that she is the first transgender female wrestler.
Yep.
And yeah, that's all I know. Good for her, making leaps and bounds, being the first one. But yeah, other than that, the only other name I actually know is Dr. Britt Baker. So yeah, I'm with her on that one.
Okay. So we're doubling up on Dr. Britt Baker on this one. All right. Brother versus brother. All right, this is the major market match of the pay-per-view here. Cody Rhodes versus his brother Dustin Rhodes to kick off AEW's All or Nothing. Um, who do you got in this one?
Um, Dustin is going to give his little brother Cody the rub because Cody Rhodes is the one who started the company. Cody Rhodes is the one who is doing everything, and Cody Rhodes is executive producer. And if he doesn't win, then he really loves his brother. That's the only way I see him win. I'm sorry. That's the only way I see Dustin winning is because that's his little brother.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna go Cody in this one. I think Cody comes up.
Oh,
I was
I
gonna
said
say,
the only way.
yeah, I'm definitely going Cody on this one. Um, I mean, he's not gonna not pull a Shane McMahon, and win matches and run the company at the same time. Statistics show that. I mean, that's money. Why would I not? Plus, he's younger. He's more athletic. He's still got time left in the tank, even though Goldust is in probably the best shape of his life. Um, yeah, Cody's winning this one. I'm going Cody. Uh, Speaking of number one contender match earlier in the show, I mentioned Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. All right, we also got the 21-man Casino Battle Royal. Winner receives a future AEW Championship match against either Chris Jericho or Kenny Omega, the winner of that match. So right now we have listed for this match with 4 to be announced spots open. Sonny Kiss versus Brandon Cutler versus Ace Romero versus Glacier. Yes, you're not tripping. The same Glacier from the 90s that was overpaid and didn't pan out. But I still like him. But he was overpaid and didn't pan out. Brian Pillman Jr., Sunny Days, MJF. You don't know who MJF is? That is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. All right? Joey Janela, Dustin Thomas, Billy Gunn. All right, so the badass Mr. Ass himself, Billy Gunn, will be in the match. Jimmy Havoc, Michael Nakazawa, Jungle Boy, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn. Whew. I'm still talking about people. There's still more people in this match. All right. Luchasaurus. That's really his name. And Sean Spears. All in this matchup. There's a lot of guys in here that are up and comers. If I'm thinking of them putting a title or putting a chance on any of those guys on that list, I'm probably gonna go towards Joey Janela in this one. Just because I have seen a little bit of Joey Janela. He's very talented and he's young. And I think that he could probably make it a great match with either Kenny Omega or Chris Jericho. So I'm going Joey Janela in this one.
Well, listening to the list of names that you have spoken there, I only know 2, and that's Sonny Kiss and Jungle Boy. Now, there is a name that you did not mention who I think will probably end up being the winner, and that was just recently confirmed that the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, is in that Battle Royal match, and that's going to be my winner.
Okay. Now, because I don't see him on any matches on the card right now, and because he already was supposed to have an opportunity to go for it, I'm thinking that one of those spots also could be Hangman Adam Page. So if that's the
Agreed.
case, then we could strongly make a case that Hangman Adam Page is supposed to win, especially since what's been talked about is he was supposed to go over Neville regardless. So that could be one. Also, still speculation out there. We haven't seen him return to the WWE yet. So could we see Jon Moxley make a debut in this match?
It could possibly happen, but I heard that he was Impact. If that is true, then why?
Yeah, that's stupid. So
yeah, like I said, there's rumors, and I said if that's true, then why? You gonna jump on the ship as it's sinking, Titanic maybe a little bit. The band was playing as the ship went down. So is that going to be John Moxley jumping on, try to be an anchor, try to stable it, keep it level? I don't know. Hopefully that's just rumor and speculation. But I will say this: AEW right now, I don't know a lot of the people. I know we haven't finished talking about the matches, but I'm just gonna say I don't know a lot of the people. And once they go on weekly television, I will try to find a way to go ahead and give them a shot, give them a nod, check it out a little bit. I try to give everybody their fair chance, just like I did with Impact. I gave them their fair chance, TNA, whatever you want to call them this year, this day. Are they still Impact or are they something else this week? I don't know, but I'm going with Impact. Um, I've watched Ring of Honor and I know a few of the IWGP people. I don't really watch New Japan like that. I have seen one or two, but I just haven't really gotten into it because it's on a network that I don't have access to. And I think that's another issue with some of the companies that a lot of people don't have access to those networks, and I'm not getting 25,000 subscriptions to watch these networks and to check out these wrestling shows, and I can just turn on my USA, turn on Fox, and there's WWE right there in front of my face, so that's what I grew up with.
Absolutely, ain't nothing like having access. I'll tell you that. But I know this next match, we know at least both of the teams in this matchup. So Pentagon Junior and Phoenix, known as the Lucha Brothers, also known as, other than Pentagon Junior, Penta L Zero, um, versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. They made quite a name for themselves overseas in Japan, and on the indie circuit. It's probably the biggest tag team that was known outside of WWE. But they're also part owners. And if Cody's going to go over in the night, I don't see that everybody in corporate is going to go over on the same night. So I'm picking the Lucha Brothers in this one.
And I was thinking the same thing. I'm thinking that the Lucha Brothers are going to pick up the W here, and this is just going to be step one of a good back and forth between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. So I definitely don't think that that's the end of these two fighting, and this is just the beginning. And that is probably one of the more anticipated matches on the card
Okay.
to me.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, if y'all notice, I am not a Young Bucks fan, but they are very entertaining. I'm just not a fan. I'm sorry. The super kick parties are a little excessive. Not that WWE hasn't had their fair share of those Usos, but I'm not going to say any names.
Oos. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
they're okay. They're not the
they're
greatest
not
tag
there.
team that I've ever seen. They are entertaining. Um,
Very.
very entertaining, but they're not the greatest tag team I've ever seen. Honestly, if you put them in WWE right now, I don't even think that they're a top five WWE tag team. Sorry, not sorry.
Um,
They're not better than the Revival. They're not better than the Usos. They're not better than the New Day. They're not better than the War Raiders. They're not better than.
the Hardy Boys.
They're not better than Red Dragon. Or I'm sorry, the Undisputed Era. Um, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of teams that I would put above the Young Bucks that are in WWE. I can.
Team B. No, no, no.
Oh no, not them. They're better than them. They're better
I
than
said
them.
no, no, no.
Oh, I
I
was
said
gonna
no,
say
no, no.
they're better than Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins too.
The
Um,
main. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, all those other tag teams I named, I'll definitely put ahead of the Young Bucks. So maybe they could be the number six if they were in WWE. But I mean, hey, then maybe that's the reason why they turned WWE down, because they knew that they would make more money on the independent circuit. As a matter of fact, that is why they turned WWE down. Make more money on the independent circuit, and you get to be well known as one of the greatest. Why not? Next match on the card.
And I'll stop there. And their merch is extremely popular. They have a
Absolutely.
lot. They have a little show, BTE, Being the Elite. They're doing their thing, and I respect them for it.
I do.
So,
Um,
hey,
Pre-show match announced Kip Sabian versus Sammy Guevara. Just from both of these names, Sammy Guevara sounds like he's similar to Ali, so to speak. I haven't watched any of his matches, but just from kind of checking both of them out, I would probably pick Sammy in this instance, and that's all I'm gonna say on that one.
maybe either of those two are. I'm transparent as water. You can see right through me on that one. I don't know who either of these two guys are. I don't know 95% of their roster. I'm just being honest. And it's not that I don't want to get to know them. When they get their TV deal, I'll take them out. I promise. I will. I'll just talk. You can check me out when they make their debut, their pilot episode. I'm anxious to see because I just know that it's going to be another source for us to have more discussion, so I can have more trash talk Thursday.
All right,
I
six
keep
man win.
looking. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Six-man women's tag match of the night: Aja Kong, or Asia Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, Emma Sakura versus Hakuru Shida, Riho Abe, and Ryo Mizunami. I know I butchered at least three people's names in that whole setup, but I'm gonna go for the initial team that I announced there: Aja, Yuka, and Indy.
And okay, that's all I can say. Okay, I don't know anybody. I've heard of Asia Kong, and that's it. That's it. I'm sorry. I don't know anybody. Don't shoot me.
Shoot
Help me
me.
learn.
Shoot me, crucify me. I don't care. Uh,
Like I said, help me learn. Don't insult me. Help me learn. Show me something worth watching, and I'll try it.
we'll
I,
try.
I mean, I like it, but I'll try it.
We'll try. We'll try anything once.
Twice if we like it.
Um, Last match on the card. Best friends. Chuck Taylor and another former WWE talent, Trent Beretta, versus Angelico and Jack Evans. Just because I know Trent is very talented wrestler, I'm gonna go with the best friends to win this one. I don't have much else to say about that one. Who you got?
I've seen the best friends fight in Ring of Honor. They're pretty good. They're pretty entertaining. So yeah, I'm going best friends.
We're definitely going the best friends route in that one. So with this one, once again, they're set to have this first show on the 25th. So that's going to be Saturday. Like you said, I doubt that you'll be seeing me pay for a pay per view. It'll definitely be one I'll try to find a link for on the Fire Stick or on the internet or something or on my laptop. You know, like you said, like we've mentioned many a times in the show, I'm transparent. I'm real. I'm not paying $60 for the show, and I don't know what you guys got yet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if it blow up weights going forward, I might consider it, but I doubt it. Honestly, that price needs to come down a little bit for you, boy.
If that if they get like a subscription sort of deal, or if they go on like maybe the zone or something to that effect, it might pique my interest a little bit more. I'm just saying, y'all might want to talk about that. If y'all go on Netflix, Hulu, like some of the ones that are more known that I'm already subscribed to, yeah, we could do that. I'll watch your pay-per-views every time if you're on one of those.
And I'll definitely watch your weekly show since you're gonna be on TNT.
That is true. I will be catching it on TNT.
You know, if there's anything I learned from when I was a kid, though, is that I ain't paying for no pay per view. It's like my mom wasn't paying for one. I'm not paying for one.
I completely agree.
Real
I
talk.
completely agree.
Real talk. But anyway, that'll be all of the topics that we have for tonight. Definitely glad we were able to get another show out there for you guys. I know once again it's been a couple of weeks. I don't think that we really had a show since Trivia Thursday, first Trivia Thursday, which we're coming up on. Probably one of the next two shows will be our second first Trivia Thursdays. Um, Lady Great One, you're the first ever winner. So that's a crown that you get to hold that nobody can ever take from you. Even if somebody else wins, nobody can say that they did it first. Ray J status.
Hey, that's right. I did it first. I'll take that. I hold my crown. Like Billie Eilish said, you should see me in a crown.
Well, that'll jump us right
And if
into
you
our.
don't know that song, that was on the NXT Takeover.
No, I didn't know that song. But anyway,
It
we're
was
gonna.
an NXT Takeover song.
Half of those songs I don't even know. They announcing it,
I
tell me who
know.
it
You
is.
get up your
They tell me who it is. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not gonna listen to it anymore after this show. So,
mind.
but jumping right into the final thought. You want to go first, or I'll go first? Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, I got a quick one. This is absolutely non-wrestling related, but if you know me, y'all know that I do play my good share of video games. And I want to give the rub to Mortal Kombat becoming the first in a very, very, very long time number one best-selling game across all platforms. Mortal Kombat 11. I just found this out today, just actually hours ago, um, through sales and stuff, the pre-orders and everything. And I'm so proud. I own that game. I pre-ordered it. That's my first ever pre-order. I got my Shao Kahn. You'll probably beat me
I haven't
if you try
played
to
it.
play me online. I'm just going to, no, I'm just saying in general, whomever finds me online, you'll probably beat me because I'm not that good, but I have fun playing and I absolutely love it. So props to Mortal Kombat. And that is my final thought.
Yeah, that was the one. I think all of y'all got that, but me right now. I don't have that one. Haven't taken the time to buy it yet. I still have been on the fence about it. I know it's probably great, but I never have time to play games like that, man. I don't. I never even. I've got. I literally have 2K and Fire Pro Wrestling Returns that have been. I pretty much had both of them since they've come out, and I've probably played maybe a week's worth of both of them since they came out last year. It's just I don't really have time anymore like that to get down and get good at something. So like if I'm not good right out the box, I don't care anymore. Like seriously, if I'm not good out the box, like if I turn the game on and I'm trashed, I'm probably not gonna invest any money on it.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this here. You could probably jump right on it and jump right back into it because a lot of the things have not changed. Some of the characters have. Most of the moves are the basic core moves. So if you've played Mortal Kombat once, you've played it again. If you've played Injustice, you've played Mortal Kombat.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, my final thought of the night is definitely going to be wrestling related. Um, it's going to kind of piggyback off of something that we mentioned earlier about Brock Lesnar being the Money in the Bank champion. Um, Honestly, it's going to be kind of a stretch on this one. But before it even comes, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Brock Lesnar is going to attempt to cash his Money in the Bank in on Kofi Kingston. And I think Brock Lesnar is going to put Kofi Kingston over as a major face in the company. And that's it. That's my final thought. Um, Other than that, it's been a great. What'd you say?
I said, well, alrighty.
Other than that, it's been a great show. Once again, I'm glad we could come back and give you guys a little bit of content to hold you over into next Thursday. We'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel. But before we leave for the night, you know what it's time to do. It's time for me to do what? Hit my damn music.
Hit.
Yeah. Mark it out.
He was marking. He looks like a fan.
Yeah. Mark it out.
was marking out, man.
450 off the top with the topics. Leader of the new school, ain't no way to stop us. Mark it out, screaming loud, tell me who you with. Competition is none, cause we lunatics. Walk with me down these roads if you're all in. I love the feeling, baby, time to go to work again. Come together like a fist and we do it proud. Light it up and burn it down, cause we marking out now.